Why do clients always ghost you after you send them a proposal? It's a question we got a lot on our coaching calls recently and from clients joining the program. So I figured I'd just record a brief video and show you guys like exactly why that's happening and how you can actually prevent that. So first of all, what most people are doing is they're going into a sales conversation, they're treating it like a discovery, and then they're treating the next call, which is really the sales call, as just instead of doing that, they're just sending them a proposal. So they're sending them, a breakdown of all the costs. They're itemizing out the deliverables. They're breaking all that down for the client, and then they're just sending it in an email. And then they're just hoping and praying that the client responds to it and says, "Yeah, great, let's do it. I'm excited to get started." Right. And the thing that's causing you to lose deals is sending that, because what happens is you lose the leverage in the conversation when you tell them the price and they get off the call. Because once they have the price, they have all the information they need to make a decision without you. And so, what we need to be doing is we need to be going through that proposal on a second call. And what a lot of people do is they just send that proposal, they hope and pray that somebody ends up seeing it and understanding how each deliverable is going to actually help them get more clients, and then they hope and pray that they end up moving forward with the project. And what happens is that you lose about 50 to 60% of the people you could have closed by just sending the proposal and not walking through on a sales call, right? So what should you do instead? That's the next question we typically get. So you go through your discovery. So we either do a 2-call process or a 1-call process. Just depends on how comfortable you are with sales. If you're not super comfortable with sales, what we do is we do a 2-call process. So the first call is you hop on the call with them, you understand all their problems, you get an understanding of what they're looking for, you understand what is the goal, right? What do you want out of the videos? What is the goal? I want to get more leads, get more clients, get more sales, whatever it may be. What's the goal? And then we're going to work backwards of what they're doing to achieve that goal, and then understand what they're doing to achieve that and where that gap is. So you guys want to get more leads. How many leads are you getting right now? Well, we're looking to get, we're getting 10 leads a week. We want to be getting 100 leads a week. Okay, got it. So we're at 10 leads a week. We want to get 100. What are you doing right now to be able to get 100 leads per week? Well, we're posting some content. Okay, what kind of content are you posting? Let's dive into that. We're posting some social media reels, some stuff shot on our phone. Susie has a camera, her iPhone, and she shoots some stuff for us. Okay, and do you feel like the content you're posting is actually helping you get to that 100 leads? Like, what's the traction been like? Well, it hasn't really been helping too much. Okay, how long has that been going on? And so I'm building that gap bigger and bigger, and I'm trying to dive deeper into what the goal is, and then what they're doing to achieve that goal, and what the gap is. In this case, the gap is 90 leads per week that they're not getting. And so that's the gap. And so I establish what that gap is. And then at the end of that first discovery call, I typically say something like, "Okay, no worries. I'm going to take all this back to my team. We're going to put together a plan for you. Why don't we schedule a call in the next couple of days?" Now, what most people do at this stage is they say, "Okay, great. Thanks so much. I'm going to send you a proposal." And then they just send the proposal and hope and pray that the client pays it and moves forward, right? But the problem is you haven't actually tied in how your solution is going to solve their problem. And if they don't understand how that solves their problem, then they're not going to buy. And so you guys are hoping that that's going to happen over an email when they need to have a conversation with you. And so what you do at this point is you say, "Okay, great. When's the next time that you'd like to hop on in the next couple of days?" And the key is you want to schedule this appointment in the next 2 or 3 days. And so if it's Monday, schedule it for Wednesday or Thursday. Schedule that appointment and then hop on that next appointment. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go through the actual diagnosis phase and the prescription and collections phase. And so I go through, okay, so based on the problems you told me about, lack of social media, XYZ, here's what I think we should do. So phase 1, we're going to come in, we're going to rewrite all your scripts for social media content. We're going to do all the pre-production, make sure everything's good, make sure it's in alignment with who your avatar is, your customer avatar, what that looks like, make sure it feels good for your brand. Then once you approve that, we're going to come in and shoot all the content. Then we're going to go in and schedule the content out, post the content for you, create some brand films to build more trust, create testimonial videos to build more trust, create FAQ videos to conquer any sort of objections that you might have before you get on calls with people. And we're going to create all that in order to help you get, another 90 leads per week. Now, does everything I went over actually make sense for you? How do you feel? This is where we're temp checking them. Notice you can't do this over an email. Like, you can't temp check them over an email. So I'd say, how do you feel about the process? Do you feel like it's actually going to help you get to the 90 leads a week like you said you wanted to get to? Yes, I do. Okay, but why do you feel like it is, though? And then I'm going to get them to convince themselves on why they feel like this is something that would actually help them. And so you notice in this next call, we're going through a lot more than we would in a simple proposal email, in a simple email in general. We're going through the entire process of getting them bought in and getting them to convince themselves as to why they need this. We're not doing any sort of salesy, pushy things. We're just walking them through that process so they understand it. And then once they say, yes, this is exactly what I need, this is exactly what I'm looking for, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then go over the price. Cool. So we have a 12-month, a 3-month, and a 6-month. Our 12-month is 100K. Our 6-month is 60K. Our 3-month is 30K. And I'm just going to break that. This is just example numbers, but I'm going to break that down. Most of our clients do with the 6, go with the 6-month, but which one would you say you're leaning towards? And then what they're going to do is they're going to say, I'm leaning towards this one. And then they're usually going to give you some sort of objection or something that you need to handle, and then you'll then handle that. And then they'll say something like, is that all up front, or can I pay that monthly? I'd say, well, and this is the key thing you want to do here. Most of our clients pay up front, but did you need me to break it up for you, right? Most of our clients pay up front, but did you need me to break it up for you? And so when you're doing that, you're increasing your chances of a pay in full. And so they're going to say, well, 50% of people are going to be like, no, I don't need a payment plan. I was just curious if you break it up. I'm ready to pay now. And then 50% of people are going to say, well, I do need a payment plan. What does that look like? And then you'll go down and chunk down to what that payment plan would be. So this is why we don't send proposals, because you can't do any of this stuff on an email over a proposal. You got to walk them through it on the call, and you got to go through and actually close the deal. I think some people think that because their work is so good that they don't have to do sales, when in reality, you still have to do sales, because the clients need to be convinced, and they need the sales process to be tailored to them, and they need it to be specific to exactly what they're looking for. And a proposal feels very like copy and paste. It doesn't feel like you really put a lot of time or effort into their specific situation, and it doesn't feel personable. So it kind of gives the impression that you're just like, here's a proposal, figure it out, pay or not, pay or don't pay, whatever. And you're not going to get a lot of sales doing that. So if you're in a place where like you need to make more sales, you want to make more sales, you want to make more sales per call that you take, go through this process and let me know how it goes. Shameless plug, if you want to learn more about how we help at Master Filmmaker go through this process, help you take people through this process, how to pitch the retainers, what to price them at, what to put in them, how to get the leads, how to close the leads, click the link below, schedule a demo with our team, and we'll see if we can help. We'll see you in the next one.